the best welders for beginners. We tested the top models for first-time users. Learning to weld opens up a world of both creative and career opportunities. We've taken a close look at the best equipment to get started. We tested several welders for beginners to find out which ones make learning to weld easier, safer, and less frustrating. After researching more than 20 welders, we selected 7 for our lineup and tested the top 4 in our shops. While all the welders you'll find here are good picks for beginners, we found a favorite, the Hobart Handler 140 MIG welder. The Hobart excelled in our hands-on tests, and it offers users the option of MIG or flux core welding. Getting started with welding isn't especially difficult, but there are several welding processes to understand, and most machines are built for a specific type of welding. Even the most beginner-friendly welder won't be the right tool for every task. Without some background, it's easy to choose the wrong equipment and waste money. Our guide offers practical advice, clear technical insights, and tested recommendations for choosing the best welder for beginners. Welders for Beginners Comparison. Product amps duty cycle weight Hobart Handler 140 MIG welder 25 to 14,000 20% at 90 amps 57 pounds. Harbor Freight Titanium Easy Flux 12530 to 12,500 30% at 90 amps 15 pounds. Forney Easy Weld 140 FCI Flux Core Wire Welder up to 14,000 30% at 90 amps 19 pounds. Yes Welder. MIG 205DS B Multi-Process Aluminum Welder 30 to 20,560% at 200 amps 23 pounds. S7 200 amp HF TIG/stick. Arc TIG Welder 20 to 20,085% at 180 amps 18 pounds. Vivahome MIG Welder 130 Flux Welding Machine 50 to 12,015% at 105 amps 34.6 pounds. Lotus Technology MIG Welder MIG 175 Wire Feed Welder 30 to 17,520% at 175 amps 85 pounds. Our top picks. We tested the first 4 welders on this list and then selected 3 more to round out our recommendations. You'll find mostly MIG and flux core welders, but we also included a couple of TIG welders. These options suit a range of budgets, and all are suitable for beginners.
Hobart Handler 140 MIG welder barra inversa.
What we like: flux core and gas MIG welding options. High build quality, easy to set up and operate, delivers clean, pro-level results. What we don't like: relatively short duty cycle. Product specs: amps 25 to 140 duty cycle, 20% at 90 amps, weight 57 pounds. Our ratings: ease of use 4.8/5, performance 4.5/5, portability 5/5, value 4.8/5. With so much variety available, selecting a single model as the best overall welder for beginners is challenging. But, in our tests, the Hobart Handler 140 MIG welder earned top honors in several assessments. It was the only model that came with wire, and we could choose between flux core and gas MIG welding. Plus, the Hobart comes from one of the industry's leading brands. Not only was it easy to use, but it also has a quality build and the potential to deliver professional results. It consistently tops independent reviews as the best MIG welder for beginners. It will weld a maximum of 1/4 inch in mild steel, and it can also be used for stainless, cast iron, and aluminum. The wire feed speed range is impressive. We were able to start slowly but speed up as we got the hang of the machine. The 20% duty cycle, meaning you can weld for 2 minutes out of every 10, is shorter than some other models, though learners may welcome the breaks. While the Hobart Handler 140 is a significant investment, it offers excellent durability, and with its competitive performance, it might be the only welder you'll ever need as you grow your skills. What our tester says: I like knowing that the Hobart Handler gives me room to grow. I can practice on it as a beginner and keep using it confidently as I take on more advanced projects. Glenda Taylor, Product Reviews Writer and Tester. Get the Hobart Handler welder for beginners at Amazon, Tractor Supply Company, or Northern Tool Plus Equipment.
Best bang for the buck.
Harbor Freight Titanium Easy Flux 125. What we like: affordable price point, no gas tank required, lightweight and portable, beginner-friendly design. What we don't like: welds can look sloppy. Product specs: amps 30 duty cycle, 30% at 90 amps, weight 15 pounds. Our ratings: ease of use 4.2/5, performance 4/5, portability 5/5, value 5/5. Harbor Freight's Titanium Easy Flux welder offers surprisingly good performance at an affordable price point. We were pleasantly surprised to find we could make adequate welds on steel up to 3/16 inches thick. This is a MIG-style welder in the sense that it uses a wire feed process, but instead of an external gas tank, the flux core wire generates its own shielding gas as it burns. The titanium was easy to set up, and it weighs just 15 pounds, making it light enough to carry to different locations. It has user-friendly dials, one for wire speed and the other for voltage, so it's less intimidating than some models. The only downside we noticed was that the welds were a bit on the sloppy side. There were more splatters and smoke. For that reason, we'd suggest using the titanium in an outdoor location. Still, this is a nice little starter welder for developing skills and welding smaller projects. It did the best job on 1/8-inch steel, and for the price, it's hard to beat. What our tester says, even as a budget pick, the Forney Easy Weld delivers consistent performance on 1/8-inch steel, and it's intuitive to use, just a great entry-level tool. Glenda Taylor, Product Reviews Writer and Tester. Get the Harbor Freight Titanium Welder for beginners at Harbor Freight.
Forney Easy Weld 140 FCI Flux Core Wire Welder.
What we like: durable and well-made, beginner-friendly wire speed, good performance and portability. What we don't like: wire feed speed is limited, product specs amps. Up to 140 duty cycle, 30% at 90 amps weight, 19 pounds-hour ratings, ease of use 4.3/5 performance 4.3/5 portability 5/5 value 4.7/5. The Forney Easy Weld is another good flux core welder for beginners who want to invest in quality and durability from the start. We found it to be a well-made machine that offers both performance and portability. This wire feed welder plugs into a standard 110-volt outlet, and the setup simply amounts to choosing voltage from the variable dial and setting feed speed, and it's ready to weld. While the speed has 10 settings, none are particularly fast. This is ideal for those learning to weld, but it can be a little frustrating for pros. The Forney Easy Weld can weld steel up to 1/4 inch thick, but we found it most effective for 1/8 inch thick steel. Like all flux core welders, it cannot weld aluminum. With a little practice, we were able to run a clean bead with a minimum of spatter. This is an upgrade from our budget pick that's still reasonably priced for those just learning how to weld. Get the Forney Welder for beginners at Amazon, the Home Depot, or Tractor Supply Company. Yes Welder MIG 205DS B multi-process aluminum welder. What we like: supports MIG, TIG, and stick welding. Good welder for aluminum and steel dual voltage operation, 110V/220V, long duty cycle welder machine. What we don't like: TIG torch not included, product specs amps, 30 to 205 duty cycle, 60% at 200 amps, at 220 volts, weight, 23 pounds. Our ratings: ease of use 4.3/5 performance 4.5/5 portability 4/5 value 4.7/5. The Yes Welder MIG 205DS B can weld using MIG, TIG, or stick processes. This might seem intimidating for a beginner, but we found it surprisingly user-friendly. The required process is selected from a single button, and many setup functions are semi-automated. The Yes Welder MIG 205DS B will run off 110-volt or 220-volt supplies, making it a go-anywhere machine that can take full advantage of the flexibility offered by multi-process capability. It has a longer duty cycle than many similar welders, and it can weld up to 3/8 inch thick steel. The price is competitive, and this Yes Welder model has proven reliability. The only real drawback is that while it is TIG capable, the required TIG torch is not included in the sale, so we could not test that feature. Overall, this is a good choice for serious beginners who want to learn more than just MIG or flux core welding. Its LED display makes it easy to see live readouts at a glance, and it has mode-specific settings so users can get good results without having advanced welding knowledge. Get the Yes Welder welder for beginners at Amazon. More great options. We didn't personally test the following welders, but they made our shortlist due to customer satisfaction, reported build quality, and ease of use. If you're still shopping for the best welding machine for beginners, check these out. S7 200 amp HF TIG/stick, ARC TIG welder. S7 200 amp HF TIG/stick, ARC TIG welder. What we don't like: lightweight for easy portability, 110-volt and 220-volt supply. Safety and energy-saving features include several accessories. What we don't like: only intended for light-duty welding. Product specs amps, 20 to 200 duty cycle, 85% at 180 amps weight, 18 pounds. Beginners eager to try TIG welding will probably want to do so with minimum outlay, and the S7 TIG/stick/arc welder is very affordable. We like that it runs off a standard household supply or from a generator for those who want to use the stick process outdoors. It is lightweight at just under 18 pounds and very easy to carry around. At 85%, the duty cycle is the highest we have seen on any welder for beginners. Part of that is due to relatively low heat generation, and the maximum thickness in steel is 3/16 of an inch. The S7 will weld stainless steel but not aluminum. Considering the low price, there might be some concerns over durability. Yet this is a very popular entry-level TIG welder, and feedback is largely positive. Unfortunately, the instructions provided aren't very clear, and in general we recommend that anyone hoping to start TIG welding gets help from a pro or takes a local class to learn the basics.